Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. We are going to discuss today review exercise of chapter number 4, pollutants and their effects on environment. Well, before the start, I would like to share a hadith by Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who said, "Never a Muslim plants a tree, but he has the reward of charity for him. For what is eaten out of that is charity." It means whatever a man, basically tree, planted actually, if he plants a tree and whatever produce and fruits are eaten by other people, it will be a blessing for that person who has planted the tree. Another dimension is we won't have the society if we destroy the environment. And certainly our green environment that is now deteriorating due to the air pollutants and pollution is basically endangered and eventually will cease to exist if we don't control the air pollution. Now, coming to the exercise, the first part is to choose the correct answer. The number one is the most important oxides as air pollutant is carbon monoxide. Number two is muscular system is affected by the air pollutant, that is carbon monoxide. The rate of melting of glacier is more higher than in this region. Certainly it is in polar region. Number four is the most important greenhouse gas is carbon dioxide. Leading cause of global warming is greenhouse effect. Well, number six is recyclable product is actually the paper or the recyclable product. Acid rain will be a major problem in all of these developed countries as well as underdeveloped countries as well as developed as well as developing countries. Soil erosion is the consequence of deforestation. Number nine is choose the correct option about the fossil fuel. Certainly it cannot be recycled. Number 10 is asking to the reduction in pollution is only possible through conserving the natural resources. Then the PB part comes and it is asking, the question number one is saying to define ozone depletion. Well, ozone layer is depletion is actually the reduction of the amount of ozone in the stratosphere because of the presence of CFCs. Question number two of short is greenhouse effect leads to global warming. Justify the statement. Well, during the day, the sun warms up the earth. At night, the earth tends to release the heat back into the air. But this heat is trapped by the greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. This is the reason that the earth, on an average, has temperature now is increased up till 59 degree F. The rising temperature of earth due to the greenhouse effect leads to global warming. And this is increasing due to the human activity. Well, the answer is on page 50 and para number 3. Number 3 question is, what is the role of the environmental campaigns in saving the planet Earth? Well, the role of environmental campaign is to aware the local communities about saving the planet Earth. The environmentalists, social worker, political persons, volunteers, students lead these campaigns, then eventually the layman will be able to understand its importance. What is recycling? Well, recycling is the process of conversion of waste material into new useful materials. It is an alternative to the old methods of waste disposal. This can save the material and help in lowering the amount of greenhouse gas emission. Question number 5 is about habitat loss is a consequence of deforestation. Well, the forests actually are consisted of natural habitat for wildlife. Cutting down the trees results in the loss of habitat for the wildlife. About 80% of animals and plants live in forests, and by deforestation will destroy their homes. Question number 7 is asking how does greenhouse gases work? Well, the greenhouse gases trap the radiations coming from the sun as the atmospheric, as the result atmospheric temperature increases. Actually, what happens is during day, the sun warms up the earth, and at night the heat is to be released back into the air, but it is trapped by the greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. Question number 7 is it is asking about could any natural factor be the cause of warming atmosphere? Yes, increase in the amount of carbon dioxide, methane, greenhouse gases, and are the main actually natural factors of atmospheric warming. And these are again basically caused by volcanic eruption, burning of forest, thunder lightning, increased amount of carbon dioxide released through the plants due to the variation in the amount of photosynthesis is reduced and respiration is increased. So due to this variance actually the amount of carbon dioxide increases. The C part now actually is about the long and detailed questions. Well, student, the first one is to explain the sources, properties and harmful effects of air pollutants. Well, it basically starts from page 45 till page 49. You will have to start from major air pollutants, and you will have to write the names: sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, oxides of nitrogen, chlorofluorocarbon. Then you have to make the subheadings of sulfur dioxide, writing their properties. Well, these are certainly have a sharp smell, and basically they, when mixed up with water vapor, form its sulfuric acid. And you have to write the sources, natural as well as human sources. Then comes the human effect. You will write them according to the headings: breathing, lung, brain. You have to make subheadings as well. Then carbon monoxide, properties, their sources, natural sources, human activities, their effects and effects on different organs. You have to make subheadings as well. Then comes your oxides of nitrogen, their properties and sources, and you have to write the effects on breathing, lungs, heart, etc. Then comes your chlorofluorocarbons, their properties, and well, the properties. After writing the properties, you will move up to the sources of natural and human sources, and well, certainly there are no natural source of CFCs, only artificial source are there. Then the harmful effect comes. Then you have to write the lungs, about nervous system, and the effect of on digestive system, that is the tract of digestion is also disturbed by CFCs. Heart, liver, kidney, skin diseases, all are basically the effects that should be shown in your answers. The last paragraphs you will also write all of the air pollutants not only affect the human organ but the environment too. Greenhouse effect, ozone depletion, and global warming are the consequences of air pollution. Then comes the question number 2 of the detail, and you have to list the problems in human organ system caused by the air pollutants. Well, there are many problems in human organs system caused by the air pollutants. List are in the brain. The long-term exposure in the air pollutants may reduce intelligence humans. Headache is a problem caused by air pollutant as well, and irritation of the eye, nausea, dizziness. Then comes the nervous system. It can be hammered, and in terms of long-term exposure, unconsciousness, and even cause the deaths. Breathing problem is the major problem. Irritation of the nose, throat, air passageway that leads to coughing, sneezing, and shortness of breath. Acute and chronic asthma. Lungs faces chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases. Passage of the trachea is narrowed down. Lungs cancer, chronic bronchitis, emphysema is also the problem. Heart, liver, kidney is also affected due to the CFCs. And your circular systems is affected certainly because of the lack of the oxygen that is caused by greenhouse gases. Well, question number 3 is to explain the greenhouse effect and to draw the model. The greenhouse effect is on page number 50. You have to write from the start up till human activities. Then you will move on to page number 53. And on page number 53, greenhouse model is made. First of all, you have to write the subheading of material, then the heading of procedure, and at the end you have to write, you have to draw the diagram as well in this question. Question number 4 is describe the causes and effect of ozone depletion. It is from page 51 to page 52. And the cause of depletion is certainly the presence of CFCs, and it's hitting up the oxygen 3 molecules. You have to write the equation as written on the book. After that, the effects of the ozone depletion, you will start the areas where the sun shines for longer time up till it's an aquatic environment. Then is question number 5, to write about the global warming and its effect on the life on Earth. Well, starting on page 52 to 53, global warming, and in the global warming you have to write the increase in the Earth's temperature is global warming. Average temperature of the Earth has increased 0.4 to 0.8 degrees C up till the last century. Then you will have to write the effects on the life on Earth, and starting from global warming is resulting the melting of glaciers, and at the end you will also go up till the worsened situation in the near future for question number 5. Question number 6, explain the formation of acid rain, identify the consequences on living and non-living thing. It is on page number 55, the formation of acid rain, certainly due to the pollutants such as sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides that mixes up with the water vapor of the air, and eventually forming the acids of sulfur and sulfuric acid and nitric acid, eventually giving an acid rain. The consequences of acid rain and on living thing and non-living things, it will start from the start and it will ends up till the end, and you will have to write all the consequences in which the trees when are removed, then there is accumulation of toxic chemicals that enters inside the trees due to acid rain. It reduces certainly the nutrients. It removes the aluminium, which is harmful to the living things. Acid rain also basically erode the surfaces of marble and limestone. Question number 7 is about to state the effects of deforestation on the environment. It's on page 57. Well, effects of deforestation on the environment is actually, you will have to write, deforestation possesses an adverse impact on the environment. The severe effect on the living species is lost. That is, your natural habitat is lost. About 80% of the animals and plants that live in forest, they lose their home. The forest soil basically is eroded and it dried up, and eventually what happens that the whole scenario of water cycle is disturbed, and without the trees, forest land quickly become desert. Soil erosion also is the consequence, as I've told. The trees regulate the temperature in both day and night. With their removal, the temperature actually increases. Deforestation is responsible for the climatic change, actually, and because the trees are the absorbent of the greenhouse gas. By deforestation, we are increasing the greenhouse gases, and eventually we are leading the global warming as well. Question number 8 is asking about identify human activities that have long-term adverse consequences on environment. Well, a negative impact caused by the human activities on the earth. You have to write the negative impact, starting from, unfortunately, humans are the most polluting species on earth, and the earth is very good at recycling waste. But people are generating far more than earth can cope with. Pollution occurs at different levels, and it affects the mankind drastically. Well, the use of the pesticides, the use of the fertilizers are affecting the crop production. Increase in the industry day by day is increasing the chemicals, and it is there due to the poor disposal. They are not actually disposed. It eventually pollutes the air, the water, and aquatic habitat as well. Burning of fossil fuels and toxic gases produced in the factories cause the air pollution. It eventually threatens the health of all the inhabitants of Earth. Greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, methane are believed to lead to global warming. CFCs coming from refrigerations. Aerosol destroys the ozone layer, and the excess use of natural resources such as land, food, water, soil, mineral, plants and animals is also having a bad impact on Earth. Production of waste from the range of activities actually like agriculture, industry and mining is also the reason. Deforestation for other uses by humans destroy the natural habitat of wildlife, and because of deforestation being done by human, large activities of greenhouse gases enter into the atmosphere. This leads the global warming. Question number 9 is to explain the importance of local and global conservation of natural resources. The answer is on page number 58. You will start from the above heading, that is the importance of conservation of natural resources. You will start from the start, and you have to write accordingly the land conservation and global conservation as well. Question number 10 actually is about to suggest the ways in which the individual, organization and government can help to make the earth a better place. You have to answer this actually a question in a three level approach, and you will have to answer it on individual, organizational level and government level. So this earth is not the property of anyone, it is for all of us. It is the responsibility of all of individuals, organizations and the governments to make it a better place to live. The first duty is of the government to implement the environmental laws. The second duty is of the local organizations to spread the word, to aware the communities and to enforce these laws within the communities. The third duty is of the individuals to cooperate with these organizations and obey the governmental laws. These are the three pillars to sustain the world, and without the cooperation of single entity, the world could never be a better place to live. Well, the last question number 11, is in Pakistan, summer season has become more intense and prolonged. What are the possible factors that contribute these chances? Well, the possible factors are increased in greenhouse gas discharge, burning of coal, petroleum product, combustion of fuel at the power plant, refineries, ship and locomotive equipments, motor vehicles, electrical services, industrial, commercial, residential appliances that burn the fuel, deforestation, urbanization, overpopulation, mismanaged and misgoverned approach of government towards the environment and pollution. So that's well, the remedial measures actually that are required is the plantation of trees, controlling the population, environmental friendly usage of energy sources, use of the public transport instead of the private locomotives, use of conservation practices in all walks of life, and proper treatment of industrial waste is also a major remedial method to cope with it. So that's all from now, and students, take care and thanks to all.